I told you this was coming. LeBron James isn't hurting. He's pouting. He's rebelling. He's going little kid on the Los Angeles Lakers for the way they have treated or mistreated him, in his view. He's saying, okay, if Luke is the man, if I'm not in your plans, then I'm basically going to take my basketball and go home.
For the first time in his 21-year NBA career, LeBron James is missing opening night. Not for rest, not for personal reasons, but because of something called sciatica, a nerve condition that causes pain from the lower back down through the legs. According to Shams Charania, LeBron will be out for the next 3 to 4 weeks. That means no Warriors opener, no season debut, and no sign of when exactly he'll return. At first glance, that sounds reasonable. LeBron is turning 40 soon. He's logged over 66,000 minutes between regular season and playoffs, and every legend eventually runs into the limits of time. But this story doesn't smell right, because this injury announcement came just weeks after multiple insiders reported that the Lakers were hesitant to offer LeBron a contract extension. And that's where fans and analysts started to connect the dots. Was this really about LeBron's health, or was it about leverage?
But LeBron and his team are brilliant at creating injury excuses. Nobody in the history of sports has ever been more clever and deceitful in faking and creating and exaggerating injuries than LeBron James and his camp.
Just days before the injury news broke, LeBron was seen laughing and dancing on Kai Cenat's livestream. He was moving without a limp, jumping, spinning, vibing, not a hint of pain. Social media lit up instantly. Clips of LeBron dancing went viral again, this time with sarcastic captions. Sciatica must be cured when the cameras are on.
The greatest player to ever touch a basketball. LeBron Raymond James. Look at me up now. I wear my city.
Yo, Chan, we in here, Chan.
People started asking the obvious question: how do you go from dancing and smiling on stream to being out for a month with a nerve injury? And that wasn't even the only red flag. Throughout the summer, LeBron was all over the place, from golfing events to brand appearances, often filmed walking perfectly fine. He was playing golf in the rain, taking long strides, swinging clubs, laughing with fans. No stiffness, no limp, no visible discomfort. So when the Lakers suddenly announced that he'll be missing the opener, the first of his career, it didn't feel like coincidence. It felt like timing.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at him. Watch this. Watch this shit. Look. Nah, Bron. Nah, Bron. That man, Bron, funny. Hey, don't judge me.
Because remember, this isn't just any contract year. LeBron's relationship with the Lakers front office has quietly grown complicated. He's still a megastar, still brings attention, but the team hasn't been close to a title since 2020. And with age creeping in, the Lakers reportedly aren't sure if they want to lock themselves into another massive extension that could tie up their salary cap for years. When that story broke, fans brushed it off. LeBron is bigger than any contract. He'll get his money, right? But apparently that hesitation stung. And now conveniently, the team will spend the opening weeks without him. A chance for the Lakers to see just how miserable life looks without the king. Analyst reactions started rolling in immediately. Skip Bayless was one of the first to call it out. He said, "You're telling me the guy who was dancing on Kai Cenat's stream can't walk onto the court for opening night? I'm not buying it."
The only thing injured in LeBron right now is his pride that got stepped on by, of all people, the Lakers. I told you this was coming because it was clear to me and a shock to me that as the Lakers were extending Luka and extending open hands to Luka, as in, we'll do everything in our power to make you happy as the new face of this franchise.
That clip went viral across NBA Twitter because it perfectly captured what fans were already thinking. This doesn't add up. Stephen A. Smith wasn't any gentler. On First Take, he said,
"Any penny he gets, he's earned. He's a great ambassador for the NBA. Nobody can deny it. And we will miss him when he's gone. Shockingly to some of you, that includes me. I will miss him when he's gone. He's been that great for the league."
Because even if you assume LeBron's sciatica is real, the timing, the optics, the sudden withdrawal right after contract tension, it all feels too deliberate. And that's the thing with LeBron James. Nothing he does is accidental. Gilbert Arenas nailed it when he said, LeBron's been controlling narratives his whole career. He knows exactly what he's doing. And he's right.
So he is not a good teammate. Obviously, he runs the media pretty much, and he tries to control his narrative. But if we actually go and have a conversation with inside of the NBA and have a conversation with the players, nobody wants to play with him. Listen, my whole life, I actually, I'm fighting against dictators. So when I see a dictator, I know it. LeBron is literally like the dictator of the NBA. He controls the media, he controls his narrative. If you go against his agenda, you will get traded, and everybody knows it, So he's pretty much like the dictator of the NBA.
LeBron has always understood how to weaponize attention. He doesn't just play basketball, he plays chess with perception. Every offseason, every quote, every cryptic Instagram story, it's all part of a larger strategy to keep control of the narrative. This isn't new. Remember the decision, the public backlash? Then how he completely flipped the story by going to Miami and winning? LeBron's career has been built on moments that blur the line between athlete and actor, between leadership and manipulation. So when something like this happens, an injury that arrives right after the Lakers hesitate to show loyalty, fans can't help but feel like they're watching another episode in a long-running drama. And this episode has all the key ingredients. A front office under pressure, a global superstar with more leverage than any athlete in modern history, and a new coach, JJ Redick, who just happens to be LeBron's close friend and podcast partner. That's where this gets even more fascinating, because as LeBron steps away with an injury, Redick, his own media ally, is suddenly in charge of the team. A first-time coach with zero professional experience, handpicked, protected, and empowered by LeBron himself. If that doesn't look like a power play, what does? Fans have started calling it the Lee Coach era. And some insiders are even speculating that LeBron's absence is strategic, to let Redick prove he can lead under LeBron's system without risking LeBron's body early in the season. That way, when LeBron returns, he can reclaim control under the narrative of saving his rookie coach. And while he's out, the weight falls squarely on Anthony Davis. Once again, the Lakers' season depends on a player whose durability has been questioned since New Orleans. The same Anthony Davis, who's been called made of glass, is now expected to carry the franchise through its toughest opening stretch in years. Skip Bayless said it bluntly, "A D can't carry this team without LeBron. We've seen this movie before." And he's right. When LeBron's not on the floor, the Lakers often look disjointed, hesitant, like they're waiting for someone else to take charge. That's not an accident. It's the byproduct of a system built entirely around LeBron's gravity. So whether this injury is real or staged, the Lakers are once again trapped in the same cycle. Everything revolves around LeBron, even when he's not playing. Then comes the money. Because let's not forget, LeBron is still earning $52.6 million this season. That's over $1 million a week. Playing or not, he gets paid the same. And for a man who's mastered business moves his entire career, that's the ultimate win. It's no secret that LeBron has multiple motivations at once. He wants to win, yes, but he also wants control over his narrative, his legacy, and his paycheck. If this injury happens to also remind the Lakers of how fragile the team looks without him, then the message is loud and clear. You still need me more than I need you. Shannon Sharpe, one of LeBron's most loyal defenders, even admitted this one doesn't look good. He said, "Bron's earned the right to rest if he needs it." But if this is about the extension, that's a bad look. And that's the delicate line LeBron is walking right now. If he's genuinely hurt, everyone will rally behind him. But if this is a strategic absence, an injury used as negotiation leverage, it becomes a stain on the very leadership image he's built for 2 decades. Because for years, LeBron has branded himself as the ultimate professional, showing up, leading by example, keeping his body right, and setting the standard for younger stars. If fans start believing he's now weaponizing injuries to send messages, that image cracks. Kwame Brown didn't hold back either. He said, "LeBron out here acting like the victim when he's running the whole show. Stop playing with the fans, man." That raw frustration resonated with the fans who feel like the NBA has slowly turned from a sport into a stage, where every storyline feels pre-scripted, every injury feels strategic, and every headline feels bigger than the actual game. Because while LeBron's off recovering, he's still dominating the news cycle. Even when he doesn't play, the conversation revolves around him. Meanwhile, guys like Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and Giannis are grinding through camp focused on chemistry and competition. LeBron, on the other hand, was headlining live streams and commercials all summer. That's why the comparison hurts. Because one group seems locked in on the game, while the other seems locked in on attention. This summer alone, LeBron's timeline looked like a PR tour. First came the cryptic Decision 2 teaser, hinting at another major announcement. Then came the Hennessy ad campaign, a move that reminded fans that LeBron's off-court empire might now be his real focus. And then, the sudden sciatica injury. It's starting to look like every time his name drifts out of the headlines, something new brings it back in. And for a man who's built his career on controlling the spotlight, stepping away from basketball while staying at the center of attention might just be his latest masterpiece. Stephen A. Smith summed it up perfectly. LeBron James is the most media-conscious athlete in history. Every move is deliberate. LeBron knows the cameras will follow no matter what. He knows that even a simple back injury story can dominate ESPN for a week. And he knows that when he finally returns, the narrative will be redemption. The king is back to save the Lakers. So whether or not this sciatica is real, the end result is the same. LeBron wins the narrative game again. Because when the Lakers lose without him, fans are reminded of his value. And when he returns, every highlight, every bucket, every chase down block will look like proof that he's still the engine of the team. It's the perfect setup if you're writing a movie. But for the fans who just want basketball, it's exhausting. Because the NBA used to be about competition, rivalries, grit, real injuries, real comebacks. Now it feels like it's about who can trend the longest. Kwame Brown said it best, yelling into his camera, "This ain't basketball no more. This Hollywood." And that's exactly what it feels like. A league where headlines matter more than hustle and optics matter more than outcomes. LeBron's absence, real or not, is another reminder that the modern NBA is no longer about who wins the game, but who wins the conversation. And once again, LeBron James is sitting at the top of that scoreboard without even stepping onto the court. Because even when he's injured, he's still the story. And in today's NBA, that's what power really looks like.